Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope everyone's been well and you've had a lovely weekend, week, or even a great start to today. And as always, there's a bit of sunshine and warmth wherever you may be, even though if it's winter where you are around the world. I hope there's still that hint of warmthness inside of you all. Now, it has been a few eventful things, I would say, that's happened recently, and it got me thinking as to what some of us may be going through. And what that is, what I'm referring to is about, we're always on the journey about discovering ourselves. So discovering yourself and looking at the pathway of, sometimes we do find ourselves being in that box of loneliness, being in that box of perhaps not fitting in. And I'd just like to share with you, some of my experiences and how I tend to, view this, perspective. And the way I see it is, looking into deeply within our souls of, being in solitude when you are, in deep thoughts within yourselves, and, having that alone space, that alone time for yourself. It does ignite, a few internal thoughts as well. And, there's always this, sometimes our voices may talk to us, that little chatterbox in the background there, where we may feel that we may not be, I suppose, good enough. Should I be, applying for that particular job role? I may not have, certain experience and so forth. Now, when you actually say those sort of sentences and so all those sort of words to yourself, you're actually planting into the subconscious that you're not good enough, or you're not capable of achieving it, and trying to turn that mindset around in depositing positive seeds of encouragement to ourselves, saying that I'm going to give it a go. And even though this particular role or position may look for this, I do have some of these qualities that may match the actual particular position that you may be interested in applying for. And this goes towards any sort of field, and I feel especially when we're making art, for instance, like being myself in the creative field, and when you've done a particular piece and you think twice about presenting that to the whole world, and you have this sort of self-doubts of is my work good enough to be presented? Is my work worthy enough to be presented? Now, I'd just like to say that every piece of art that you make, whether it's be writing, whether it be painting, whether it's presenting yourself as a YouTuber here, your art is worth seeing for sure. And we need lots of those curators out there to show that everyone is unique in their own way. And I'm a true believer of that. Everyone is absolutely, has their own style, has their own vibe. And if we always hinder ourselves by saying, there's another person out there who's already does this, or there's another particular art style that's already been seen, but no one is you. And when you apply and take those brushes, or take the pen, or type away on your laptop, or digital notepad of all the ideas, that creativity comes from your inner soul, and it can't be duplicated because it's got your signature, it's got your blueprint of you presenting in it. So it's got your whole notion of your love thrown at it. So I do encourage everyone to keep keep that in mind whenever that you do have those voices and thinking twice that, whether this is good enough for you or not. Now, one of a few ways that I find has a small sort of, habits that I tend to form is to continue making that art. You're not doing it for anyone else. You are doing it for yourself. You'll find that when you make art for yourself, you're ticking the box for yourself and, not having that validation externally. You're filling up your own cup as well. And, this goes as well into slightly winding down the noise of others. What I mean by that is, societal expectations that, having a complete fine arts degree, comparing to an artist who's self-taught. Now, it's, obviously it can dampen one's sort of confidence as well in thinking I'm not good enough because I have not achieved that. But you'll find, as I said before, when you do apply yourself in, having that knowledge and eliminating that sort of willingness to be admired by others, but, recognizing that you are your own admiration and what you do. And, when you do apply these principles to your work, it definitely exudes a type of beauty that no one can put their signature on it. It is truly yours. It's come out from your own blueprint, your own soul here. And when we do accept our qualities, I find, of being yourself, you'll find that, when you do discover, little techniques or, interests that you may find that, ignites your spark. These are little things actually that makes you flourish, that builds up that, what I say, the little seeds that you actually plant as well. And, when we realize that we are not motivated, but, to feed our ego, you'll find that, all this chatter and, all these little doubts will just disappear. It may not totally, miraculously disappear altogether, but you'll find that the little chatter of, feeding our ego will over time be decreased, you'll find. And, it is also another thing to realize is that, as much as we all, want to improve, want to, do well, but I truly believe if we do, start off by engaging in activities that we truly enjoy, and it comes from that space in here that you are coming from that source of love. You truly are. And, when you come from a place of, anything that you touch or do, and you like to pursue, and it comes from that source of love from your inner soul, it's quite magical. It truly is. It truly is magical. And, there's, different types of teachings that, they always say that when we start to feed our ego is also a cause of a lot of mental suffering as well. Why? Because we'll, often find, being human beings, when our ego gets affected, the suffering of this, you'll find that it is quite, I would say, it can be hurtful as well, because you're always, measuring your standards to others and comparing yourself with others. It is something that it is not easy to actually switch off, but by forming these little habits, which I'll share with you, by engaging in activities, it may be as small as in setting time aside of switching off for 30 minutes from your phone, picking up something else to do, perhaps reading a chapter or half of a chapter, if you like, with your current favorite book that you like to reading at the moment. It could be prioritizing picking up your journal book, and perhaps writing positive affirmations in there as well, and blocking out all those noises. Get yourself into a place where all the chatterbox and all the external sort of surroundings are absolutely minimized. So minimal distraction is what I'm trying to say. You'll find that inside, you may even write the words of the universe is actually working with me. The universe is not working against us. The universe is actually providing you with different opportunities. We just need to be, I suppose, watch out for the little signs, watch out for awareness, and being in that stillness to actually, and openness from our inner heart to actually see this, what's presented to us as well. And, also, from, past teachings that I've learned as well, you see some of the most humblest form of human beings on this earth, the gifted people, the ones that, also at the same time hold such, major sort of hierarchy, or what would you say, in a position of importance. You'll find that if you really look at them quite, deeply, they are profoundly, one thing I find that you'll see that they have a real fundamental traits as well, and that is the absence of their ego. You can see their full goodness that's exuding them, the authenticity that comes out of them, because they have come to a realization that they have achieved all of this, but they did not require sort of this external validation. They have did it for themselves, and that is absolutely very humbling and beautiful to actually see someone's being so humble in their in what they've achieved as well. For me, it is a form of respect, knowing the fact that they are admired by a lot of people around the world, but they do not allow or get motivated to feed their ego in that sense. And absolutely, I find that respect from me, absolutely. And so how do we practice this form of habit? How do we actually start? Now, I know for myself as well, and doing reading over the years and so forth, as I said, one of the major things is actually dropping that societal expectations. You could be a full-time university student. You could be someone who's over the age of 35. You could be anywhere at the timeline of your life that you can actually apply this, simple steps to creating this habit of being, creating steps to be, obviously practice mindfulness. You'll find that, all this breaking away from all these traditional norms, this societal expectation, and when we start to, recognize that our real let's say take time out for 30 minutes. I may put my alarm on or my timer on for 30 minutes to absolutely switch off and put my phone in another room and just completely immerse myself, whether it's I'm doing in my studio here, painting, or what you truly enjoy. As I said, it could be writing away all your thoughts in a journal. And by practicing these steps, you may skip a day, and that's okay, or a couple of days, or even a week. But as long as we have that sort of awareness in the background, that we are wanting to actually form these little small steps to become, to lead to a habit, like I said, it will definitely flourish. You will flourish in that sort of perspective, in gaining more awareness as well. And that is discovering yourself, my beautiful souls. Everyone is capable of doing that. I am a true believer of that. It just takes small steps to actually achieve that. And and once you do tick off all these little boxes, you're actually doing it for yourself, not for everyone else, not for the likes, not for for the validation, or is for yourself. There, forming that, what I say, the power of solitude, and understanding that, and discovering our inner soul in a much more profoundly way as well. So I hope that has been a bit of encouragement for you wherever you may be currently in your lives. And it's definitely worth a try to as I said, to engage into activities that you truly enjoy, because at the end of the day, those little the cup of goodness is what I tend to call it. You will find that you too will become one of the into practicing of being humble as well. So again, thank you so much for joining me today on today's video. I will put up some of the steps as well in my description, a link there where you can actually have a look at little sort of rituals or little steps that I tend to do as well. And I hope where you are today, enjoy a bit of sunshine, and may there be always a bit of warmthness wherever you are. Thanks again, my dear beautiful souls, and I will reconnect with you soon. Bye.